All right, let's continue. Challenging practice B, problem 5. There were 300 square and triangular blocks in a container. The ratio of the number of square blocks to the number of triangular blocks was 7 to 13. Okay. After Vivian took out 35 square blocks from the container and put in some triangular blocks, 4/5 of the block in the container were triangular. How many square blocks were left in the container? Alright, how many triangular blocks did Vivian put in? Alright, before we go to our questions, we just walk through the model drawing, right? So, very simple. We have what? We have square and triangular blocks in a container. So this is what we do. Triangular blocks, and square blocks. Right? I'm just gonna, it's blocks, I'm just gonna write B. Alright? So they give us the ratio, right? Square to triangular is 7 to 13. So what do you draw? You draw your 7 and 13 units, right? For triangular, you draw 13 units. Wow, that's gonna be long. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 10. 1, 2, 3. Alright? And for your square blocks, you draw 7 units. So we need to do it kind of like this, I guess. Right? 7. So I will try to make it similar. Alright? So, alright. 7 units, right? And all together they tell us how much is that. There were 300 of them. 300 of them. Okay? This is our first thing that we learn, right? How many square blocks were there at first, right? So number of square blocks at first, right? So you have what is it? You have 13 units and you have 7 units, right? So total units is 20, right? Total units is 20, so 300 divided by 20, right? This is 1 unit. Alright, this is, I hope it's clear. 300 pieces, 20 units total. 300 divided by 20 is 1 unit. 7 units is square. 7, right? Okay, this is 13. Alright, so 1 unit is 300 divided by 20, and 7 units is 105, right? So then what happened? Vivian took 35 square blocks out of there, right? So we need to calculate how many square blocks left. So number of square blocks left. We had 105 and she took away 35. So we got 70 left. Alright? So there were 70 square blocks left in the container. Okay? Alright. This is our first question, right? This is what we did. Now B, how many triangular blocks did Vivian put in? Okay, let's think about this too. How many at first? How many did we have at first? So number of triangular, okay, let's write the word, I will not be lazy. Triangular blocks at first. So total amount of blocks 300 minus square blocks 105, it is 195, right? We had at first triangular blocks, right? So if we look here in our last condition, 4/5 of the blocks of the container were triangular, right? 4/5, okay? So we have your, 5 units. These were triangular, alright? And this is square, right? So this is the we found. Number of square blocks left is 70. So this is our, how should I write it? Like this, right? This is our fraction 1/5, right? This is our fraction 1/5. So basically it is 1 unit, right? 1 unit. So if 1 unit is 70, then 4 units is 4 times 70, and it is 280, right? 280. So this was at the end, right? How many blocks at the end? And this, how many blocks were at first? So this, we just calculate the difference, right? The difference is 280 minus 195, 85. She put 85 extra blocks, right? Vivian put 85 triangular blocks. All right, step by step. If you do it, everything should be clear. Let's move on. Problem number 6. Noah and May shared some counters in the ratio 7:3. After Noah gave May 54 counters, he had 2/5 of the total number of counters. How many counters did Noah have in the end? All right. Kind of a similar problem. Let's try to solve it with ratio. So we have 2 girls, Noah and May, right? Noah and May. And they give us, I write it as a ratio, right? Because they give us a ratio, 7:3. Those are the ratio of the counters, right? So before it was like this. Before the ratio was like this. And then something happened, right? What happened? Noah gave May 54 counters, right? So Noah lost 54 counters, right? And May, she got 54 counters, all right? And then he had 2/5 of the total number of counters, right? Well, if this is 2/5, this is 2/5, right? This is 3/5, right? So our ratio is 2:3. This is what our ratio became, right? So let's think about it. At first, Noah had 7:3, right? Ratio. So the total of, we can write here, total 10 units. Okay? But 2:3, we cannot write total of 10 units. But how can we make a total of 10 units? This is what we need to think about, right? How do we make this and this comparable? Well, this is our equivalent ratio, right? We do it 4:6. We multiply both sides by 2. All right, and now they become both of total 10 units. Okay, and now you can see what changed after the transfer, right? So there were 3 units before, and May had 3 units before, and she got 6 units. Noah got 7 units before, he gave away 54, and he got 4 units. So basically he lost 3 units, and she got 3 units. So 3 units is 54. Alright, I hope this is clear. It is 54 that they're moving. Okay? Alright, so 1 unit then, 1 unit is 54 divided by 3, which is 18, right? And they ask us a question, how many counters did Noah have in the end, right? Well, Noah had 4 units, right? So 4 units is 4 times 18, 72, right? Noah had 72 counters in the end. All right, okay, let's move on. Problem 7. Mrs. Hong had 105 markers and pens. 2/7 of them were pens. After she gave 39 markers and some pens to her pupils, the ratio of the number of markers left to the number of pens left was 3:1. How many pens did Mrs. Hong give to her pupils? All right, again, sentence by sentence, we disseminate our problem, right? Break it down. Mrs. Hong had 105 markers. We know the total thing. 2/7 of them were pens. Okay, so So markers and pens, there are only two types of items. So this is what we do. We have some certain total, right? And we have our fraction of pens. So how many total units? 7 units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 7 units. Total, we know the total. Total is 105, right? And we know the fraction, 2/7, 2/7, 2 units is pens. Well, logically, the rest is markers, right? Markers. All right. Okay. After she gave away, all right, let's think about the number of pens first, right? Number of pens we can calculate easily. Number of pens. The fraction is 2/5. Oh, sorry, 2/7, right? 2/7. Yeah, there is a typo in, if you have an answer sheet, there is a typo in the homework book. So the ratio is obviously 2/7 times how many total? 105, right? And it's going to be 30. Like, over here there is a typo, right? That's why I was confused. They wrote 2/5. This is wrong. 2/7, of course. All right. Number of markers. Number of markers. Total 105 minus number of pens. It is 75 markers, right? So we found our numbers. All right. So we can write it down. Mrs. Hong had what? 30 pens and 75 markers at first. Right? This is important to write these kind of things as sentences because they help you to follow through the problem. Right? So that what happened before. Right? What happened after? What happened after? After we had a ratio, right? The ratio of the number of markers. So she gave 39 markers and some pens to her pupils. We're gonna figure it out. And the ratio of the number of markers left to the pens left was 3:1. Okay, so markers left and pens left, ratio is 3:1. Okay? So they tell us she gave away 39 markers. 39 markers. She had 75 of them, right? 75 of them she had. Okay, so 3 units, our 3 units. She had 75, she gave away 39, and 3 units is 36, right? Which means that 1 unit is 36 divided by 3, 12, right? 12. This is 1 unit, and this is the amount of pens, right? And right, this 1 unit is 12. This is 1 unit, so 12 pens left, right? 12 pens left. She had 30 pens, 12 pens left, 18 pens is the difference. So Mrs. Hong gave away these 18 pens. Mrs. Hong gave 18 pens to her pupils. So kind of her. Alright, that's it. That's the whole problem. Okay, last problem in the challenging practice B. There were 3 types of cakes in same bakery. The number of mango cakes was 4/9 of the total number of cakes. 7/10 of the remaining cakes were cheesecakes. The rest of the cakes were blueberry cakes. After selling 56 pieces of mango cakes, the ratio of the number of mango cakes to the number of blueberry cakes was 2:1. How many pieces of cakes were left in same bakery? Again, too much information can be overwhelming. Sentence by sentence, we break it down. 3 quantities. There were 3 types of cakes in same bakery. This is what we will know. What are the 3 types? Mango cakes, cheesecakes, and blueberry cakes. Right? Okay, this is what we will deal with. So, anyways, there was a total of cakes, right? Different kind of cakes. They tell us the number of mango cakes was 4/9 of total. So how many of total? We have 9 units total. right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and well, all right, that's ugly. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, that's a little better. And 4 nines is mango. All right, this is our mango. Okay. Now they tell us here 7/10 of the remaining cakes were cheesecakes. Well, how do we break? How do we break? We have 5 units. This is our remainder. Right? How do we break it into 10 units? Right? 10 units. We need to make 10 units. Well, we break it down into 2. Every unit. So if we do it here, we do it here too. And now instead of 9 units, we have 18 small units, right? And now we can allocate 7 small units for the cheesecakes, right? This is gonna be 7 small units for the cheese, right? And the rest are blueberry. All right? That's it. That's your model. And clearly, you can see the ratio, right? Before all of the transfers that they discussed later in the problem, right? The ratio was mango was this 8 units, right? Cheese was this 7 units, and blueberry was this 3 units, right? Again, those are these small new units, right? All right, that is it. So after that, let's see what happened after. After selling 56 pieces of mango cakes, blah blah blah, the ratio of the number of mango cakes to the number of blueberry cakes was 2 to 1. Okay? Alright, so what do we have? We have mango and we have blueberry. The ratio was 2 to 1. Alright? So we have blueberry 3 here and we have only 1 here. What do we need to do? We need to bring it to 3, right? How do we do it? We multiply it by 3. We multiply this 2 by 3 and it's gonna be 6. Alright, so we have ratio now 6 to 3. Now it is very comparable. And we can see clearly, we had before 8 units of mango and now we have 6 units of mango. Alright, so what's the difference? 2 units, right? 2 units of difference. And this is what they tell us in the problem. After selling 56 pieces of mango cakes. 56 pieces of mango cakes. So 2 units were sold, right? These 2 units of mango cakes were sold. 2 units is 56. Like this. 2 units of mango cakes sold, right? So we had before 18 units, right? 16 units left. 16 units of cakes left, right? So 1 unit, if 2 units is 56, 1 unit is 28, and our 16 units that are left is 16 times 28, right? And it is 448. So this is what they ask us. How many pieces of cakes were left in the Sam's bakery, right? 448 pieces of cakes were left in Sam bakery. All right. Last thing I want to put in this video is the last page of this chapter. Put on your thinking cap. Alright, so read through the problem. Right, Keith can paint a room in 4 hours on his own while his brother needs 6 hours. How long would it take Keith and his brother to paint the room together? The first few steps to the solution are given below. Work out the answers and the rest of the solution. Okay, so easy. Keith can paint the room in 4 hours. Alright, so whatever. Imagine, for example, one room has 4 walls, right? So he spends 1 hour for 1 wall, for example. So Keith can paint how much of the room he can paint in 1 hour. He can paint only one wall out of 4, right? 1 out of 4, 1/4 of the room in 1 hour. He can paint. His brother can paint the room in 6 hours. He is slower. Obviously, if he has only 1 hour, right, he can do only 1/6 of the job. Okay, working together for 1 hour, Keith and his brother can paint. Well, he's gonna paint 1/4 of the room. He's gonna paint 1/6 of the room. So 1/4 and 1/6. How much is it together? Right, it's 5/12. If you do your math with your fraction. Okay, all right. And lastly, together they can paint the room in how many hours, how many minutes? Okay, so seems a little confusing, but not too hard, right? They work together. So here, working together for 1 hour, they can paint this. We just calculated this, right? So 5/12 is 1 hour, right? It's 5/12. So basically 5 units. 5 units they can cover in 1 hour. 1 hour or 60 minutes, right? 60 minutes. So what does that mean? It means that 1 unit of the room, like 1 unit of the room space, they can cover in 60 divided by 5, 12 minutes. Both of them are working in 12 minutes, they can cover 1 unit of room. So 12 units, the total room, the whole room, right? They can cover is 12 times 12, 144 minutes, right? So how much is 144 minutes? 144 minutes is 2 hours and 24 minutes. That is it. That's the whole problem. All right, we're done. Woohoo! Congratulations. We just finished chapter 7. Good luck with chapter 8.